it's been a privilege, I suppose the word would be, to be able to listen to the changes that people have made. Some of you might feel, you know, when you look back at your first response, probably think, oh, that was so insignificant, you know, that was such a small thing. But you can see by reading the stories how things have, there's steps and people have grown with their change. It probably changed the way that I listened to people when they were talking. I probably heard more of what they were saying, and I think I was maybe more prepared to ask the right questions rather than just let people tell a story and go, oh, that was great, and sort of wander off from it. Going through this process made you sort of think, wow, the story this person is telling is amazing, you know. I want to find out more, I want to ask a few more questions. And we've sort of talked a lot about the fact that writing the stories down is a real...
This format was a lot more comfortable, and you weren't intimidated or threatened, and you had time to think about what your story was. Like if someone said to you straight up, well, what brought you to this point in your work? You know, how do you answer that straight up? But by being able to write it down sort of gave us a bit more of an opportunity to relax.
Elaine, as everybody knows, works in family daycare in Mount Isa, which is somewhat of a sort of a remote area that she works in. There's limited support out there, and when Elaine first came to do this training, she basically felt that she was paddling the boat by herself and that nobody really cared, that things weren't going to change that much, but you know, she had to be talked into doing the training as it was, and after the first one she realised that she'd made the right decision. But now she's feeling really confident, and she's confident not only within her own organisation, but she's also confident with the networking, and so confident that she's actually had a conference in Mount Isa in the last few months that went exceptionally well. So she's more confident within the sector, and she's also more confident with the whole scope of childcare. And she feels that she's actually developed a network here that she can rely on, and that will respond to any of the needs that she has in the future.
I've been working in childcare for 17 years, family daycare, and over the past year I guess I've lost some confidence and feeling that maybe childcare wasn't where I needed to be anymore, that it was time to move on and look for something different. And I think I felt that way because change, and then you write something about the change that you just changed, and so it goes on and everybody gets disgruntled.
We decided to choose Magella as the storyteller for the personal sector. We felt that from reading her stories and also listening to her talk to other people and in other forums, that she had really made some significant personal changes. And it seemed quite clear that she'd come to the realisation that if she wanted sector change and organisational change, that she had to start with herself.
And I thought it was an important thing to gain some valuable insight into what other people were doing, into networking with others, so that it wasn't just that feeling of overwhelming that we weren't doing the right thing or things weren't happening.
Coming to Every Step again has helped me to use lots of one-liners when it's over, let it go, you know, some of those little things that on their own don't mean much, but when you put them into the big picture they do. So we selected Paula because her story sort of related to being a strong voice for the sector, at the same time realising that there is support out there for us as individuals. And Paula was happy to share it with us, her story, through the Every Step process, and was a great advocate for the sector.
And in the beginning I was looking for more support as a group leader, and that's why I came to the Every Step program. And at times I felt alone, as there seemed to be always training for my staff and everybody else, yet I was left to my own devices in regards to training.
I think that first day when we all walked into that room, and there was the whole room, like there's 25 of us I think that day, that whole room was the same. Everybody was like, you know, you felt it, you could feel everyone was down and out and please help.
I guess in the beginning I wanted to become a better leader, and I decided to do the Every Steps program because I thought, I've got to make a change within me first. So I sort of, as a leader in the sector. I see myself on several different fields. Firstly, I'm a learner. I'm constantly learning from children, constantly learning from staff, constantly learning from families. I really had to make sure that I was going to take everything that everyone said. Some things I haven't agreed with, other things I have loved, and I've ran with their ideas and taken it. But I think that major thing for me was being open to that learning, to changing and to making a better me.
And I said, I believe that I had changed my thought process in regards to issues at hand, and I also believe that my thoughts over time as a leader will be always changing. So I really believe, because I've changed so much now to what I had most probably about 2 years ago when I first started in the director's position.
We would really love to get a networking thing where we could have someone present something and we do it within a childcare centre, so that people are not only getting that network system of support up and running, but also getting to maybe expand in their ideas of how to display things and how to group things in their room.
We had this issue that we had discussed last year, but I guess last year when I raised the issue, I also answered the issue, and they sort of said, well, you know, what can we do? And I said, well, I'm leaving it up for open discussion.
Going through this process made you sort of think, wow, the story this person is telling is amazing, you know. I want to find out more. I want to ask a few more questions. I want someone else to hear this story. I know you've seen, probably all of us, you'll hear, you know, Elaine's story. Why I was putting Elaine's hand up was because that was a fantastic story, and I think it's really opened us up to listening and hearing what other people have to say.
It doesn't matter what role or what place you play in the sector of childcare, that you are there for the children and that everything that you do is for the children and providing quality care.
Majority of leaders face the same issues every day, and I have learnt various techniques and ideas of how to deal with this. And I now know that leaders do not always have to know the answers, but rather work as a team to develop your own answers.
We can communicate on that level, but understanding this is what it means to us as early childhood professionals, this is what coaching is in our profession, this is what coaching is in yours. It has the same dynamics, but we do it a different way, or we're utilising it in a different way to what you might, because our profession is very unique.
I think you see the Every Steps process as something that I will take with me for a long, long time.
Just, you know, never feel that you're alone, that there is other people out there that are experiencing the same things as you, and to branch out and obviously look for help if you need it.
We need to educate ourselves, our peers, our families, our children, our communities, and especially the politicians on the importance of the role in the children's lives that early childhood professionals play. We don't just babysit or spend the whole day just playing. We are nurturing and educating the future generations.